Good night again, folks, and we're back for match 2 in Tier 2 tonight at the Dennery playing field. It's Saturday, it's the 13th of April, and it's the St. Lucia Semi-Professional Football League. It's the Battle of the Old Fort. And for those of you listening out there in the diaspora who may not be too familiar with our Creole language, Vfor translates to Old Fort in English. So it's Vfor North versus Vfor South. And it's promising to be a very exciting encounter. Both of these teams have put 4 goals past opposition. I believe Vfor North putting it past Miku. And Vfor South, was it Marsha, was it?
There you go, 4 goals to 2.
4 goals to 2 against Marsha. All right, so both of these teams have been amongst the goals. I will just take you through the team list, just to keep you guys abreast as to what's going on. Vfor North in goal is Gavin Gopal. We have number 4, Venus Valsin. Number 6, Steve Dasheville. Number 10, Yod Fevrier. Number 5, Christopher Gilbert. Number 4, that's number 21, Sylvanus Alfred. Number 13, Dennis Robert. Number 17, Dylan Fannis. Number 19, Zola James. Number 9, Dylan Johnson. And number 14, Akeem Myers. For Vfor South in goal is Kimani John. We have number 12, Kimlan Mason. Number 24, Kendall Clark. Number 4, Alec Joseph. Number 13, Jose Mathre. Number 5, Sean Joseph. Number 8, Trent Alexander. Number 6, Jardel Harrow. Number 11, Moses Henry. Number 18, Obafemi Poyot. He would have scored a brace in that game against Miku. And number 10, a very familiar name, Noah Lucky Nicholas. These are the 2 teams on feature. Vfor South in the green and white strip. I like to call them the Celtic strip. And Vfor North in the traditional blue. As I say goodnight once again to my trusty comrade, the critic, Tennyson Glasgow. Critic?
Of course, it is the battle of the Vfor North. Vfor, as we mentioned, is a derby between the 2. A much improved team in the Vfor North, getting past Miku in their last encounter, 4 goals to 1. So certainly they come into this encounter very buoyed. Well, meanwhile you have the Vfor South team, which is a Tier 2 team. And to be honest, they should be a Tier 1 team because they have so much quality and history. But as anything else, the game has to be played. The game is played on the green surface, not on social media or via paper. So I think it's a situation where you have one team, the Vfor North team, still in its development stage. You have the Vfor South team, which is a bit of a transition because we know how perennial they were in terms of the domestic titles. So 2 top teams in the Tier 2, but clearly you would have to tip the Vfor South team as the better or the favorite to win this match.
Yeah, on paper I would have to agree with you. But as they say, derbies are not played on paper. It's fueled by passion. So let's see which team comes out wanting it more, being the hungry outfit, and wanting to show more pride and passion for their fan base.
Well, I have seen thus far with the Vfor North team, they are very much organized, especially defensively, and they're not flustered. I mean, they have time on the football where they take the time and make some passes. That being said, I see a very tenacious defense of the Vfor South team. There are 2 central defenders there, Eli. I want you to keep your eyes on them. They even look similar. If you look at them, they have the same hairstyle, same running style. They have the same sort of, body gesture output. And I can tell you, the Vfor team, they can score goals as well. So despite the 4-1 indication over Miku, I think the Vfor North team would have to play out of their socks to get past this Vfor South team.
Well, true to what you're saying, Vfor South. They have a corner kick from the right corner.
Should be what, an in swinger. Let's see how they can deal with it. Some pace, back stick, front stick. Let's see how they can deal with it. Team effort there by the central defender. Not a situation that he would want to be in. He probably want a midfielder or an attacker in that position. But to have a central defender there, a bit not a spot for them. But like I tell you, they're very much a good output at the back. Meanwhile, we see the teams jostling in midfield. That should be a foul, and possession would go to the Vfor North team. And I can see loads of fans, Eli, especially from the Vfor South area. They came to support their team. And this is what we often speak of. We have in terms of the not readiness of the Philip Master grounds, but we still see persons from Vfor South still make their trip, whether it be Soufre, whether it be Castries, whether it be Denry, but persons from Vfor still come out to support their team.
Well, I could recall seeing a press release from Vfor South not too long ago from the Vfor South League, indicating that they were very much keen on using football to reunite the community. You know, mentioning how football is a mainstay and part of the bloodline of Vfor South. And, you know, with the social situation with gun violence, etc., they very much want to use football as a catalyst. I believe the release spoke to them getting back to winning ways and getting the community back on side, you know, and being more of a footballing community once again, you know. So I would probably say so far it's been going according to plan.
Yeah, of course. Football certainly is the bedrock of Vfor. And not only the servants for as a community. I mean, there are many talents in Vfor. And, you know, if we have to use football as this catalyst, if we want to use football as the time to do so with the SPFL, I guess when the Philip Master grounds is in readiness, you will see the true picture of what Vfor is made of in terms of their support and what they're supposed to be, what they stand for. So clearly, it's a situation, a good strike from about 40 yards out by Vfor South. Just a little wide of the post, but good strike from. When you speak of Vfor North, I think they have not really won a domestic title per se, you know, or a domestic title of much significance. But again, the outing against Miku shows an improvement on the community and how they can play football. So no better test but to play against your rival.
Well, right now, Vfor South in the early going of this match seems to be having the better of the exchanges. They've already had a shot in anger. One in reconciliation as well, with a little team effort a little earlier on. But they're on the prowl again, and they have a free kick, just about 30-35 yards ball into a dangerous area. Vfor North so far has been pretty much doing a lot of defensive work.
Team a chance, you know. Let's put the ball in the area and let's see what happens. I mean, it's still young in the game, but to score or to try a shot from all the way out there and thinking that you're going to get past the custodian, it's a bit difficult. So you just put the ball within the area. Maybe somebody could snap at it or whatever, but give your team a chance.
Really got going as yet. They've tried to bring the ball out from the back a couple of times. They've tried long passes out of the back a couple of times. And in every instance, Vfor South has won the ball back and maintained control. As we see our official on the Junior George trying to take early control of the contest. Just a little bit of a biting tackle there by the Vfor North player on one of the central defenders for Vfor South. And Junior George is going to try to cut that sort of thing out from very early in the contest. We had a very clean contest in the first encounter. Winning. So if I can make that comparison,
yeah, the noisy neighbors.
You know, so you have to do something of significance, of note, for the derby to be considered as, you know, a big rivalry. You know, but definitely it's an opportunity to build that rivalry right now, because Vfor North can come out and demonstrate, you know, their prowess and what they have on offer.
Yeah. But so far, so good. Again, it's a situation where, teams are, of course, still trying to find total domination. We have the possession being, I would say probably 50-50 between the two. No one basically imposing their way, although we see some good passing by the Vfor South team. But the defense of Vfor North being able to deal with it. A bit of a 50-50 challenge there. The referee,
I felt the defender got there first.
yeah, I think he got there first. I think the referee may have just missed out on this one, but nothing telling, nothing menacing per se. But I wouldn't have blown it in a full blown foul. But
Well, it's another free kick in a dangerous area for Vfor South. They've been the ones who've been probing more in this game. I don't think we've had any penalty box action in the Vfor South penalty area. Their goalkeeper has pretty much been a spectator. I don't think he's had a touch on the ball as yet.
I think there was once.
Would have done a number of officiating clinics over the last several months. Excuse me, in an attempt to get the standard of officiating
Themselves pretty well, and the player must be given recognition. I don't think we have had situations. Yes, we have had the one or two odd red card situations, but nothing really stands out, Eli, between the two of us to say that, you know what, it has been so aggressive per se, or players have gone out of their way, ill-disciplined. I think the competition, the league in itself, has instilled what you want to see, where players conduct themselves on the pitch and give us good quality football.
Yeah, I'd agree with that statement, Critic. I think what we've seen, yellow cards and eventually red cards dished out, it has more often than not just been a situation of mistimed tackles, but not really scenarios of dissent or over aggressiveness by players or even dirty play, if you want to call it that. We've seen a couple of matches that have been pretty physical, but the officials have been able to handle the scenario.
That's right. So credit must be given overall to the officials and players for instilling the discipline so far. I hope that they can continue in that vein. Meanwhile, on field is a throw into the box area. Good defensive attack on the right side. There is a further pass on field. However, the ball going out of touch, and it is still the possession of Vfor South. Vfor South, of course, playing the traditional color of green and white, and Vfor North in blue and white. And we need a goal. We need a goal just to lively up things and shake up the situation. Let's see what this Vfor South team is made of, and if they can continue in their scoring vein.
Well, I remember your early comments in terms of the two central defenders for Vfor South, and they seem to be marshalling that player for Vfor North up front, that's Dylan Johnson, pretty well thus far. He's not been really able to get the flight of the ball correct. Not so for the Vfor South defenders, who seem to be pretty sharp in terms of cutting out anything that's, tried to play over the top.
Yeah, they are good. What I like about them is that they read the game. They're quite speedy. They don't have the height, but they make up for that, and they can put in a tackle as well. So it's a good combination, sort of like Gabriel and Saliba.
I'm not going to venture to comment on that. You just mentioned two tall players.
Yeah. That's how they put it in, That's how they put it in.
Of course, if you all guys didn't figure it out right now, Critic is a very avid Arsenal supporter. So, nothing wrong in that.
Yeah. Good defense as well. Good pass out of defense. Yeah, they're good. A good mixture of defensive players. Yeah, before showing poise in possession, Eli, just knocking that ball about. A lot of one-touch and two-touch situations. Defender hitting up unlucky. Again, I mentioned, remember in the earlier game I told you, Eli, that defenders, yes, if a player is bearing in on you to your back, you cannot win that ball. So basically, you just fend him off because it's a one-touch pass back to his midfield. So just wait. You don't want to get all the way up and just cause a foul that is nonsensical to a certain extent, because he's going nowhere. If he turned on you, I can understand, but he's going nowhere. He simply played a ball back. So defenders need to be aware of that, especially now, Eli, because the game, as much as the game is a contact sport, but you have to use your sense, especially when you're on top of the box area.
Vfor South probing again, a shot in there, easily gobbled up by the custodian for Vfor North, but As we see it, Vfor South starting to sort of impose themselves on the proceedings.
Yeah, they're finding their way. They've been able to put passes together. This is what you want to see. It's another foul again. Again, the Vfor North team, they seem to nibble at every time the ball comes their way. But what you want to see, well, what will have been happening actually with the Vfor South team, they're stitching passes together and they're making some way up to the box area. So it's only a matter of time before they get the combination right, where they can make those players from Vfor North come out of position. Because already they're starting to nimble at tackles, and it's only a matter of time before something goes wrong at the back. But so far, so good with Vfor South in their movement. The movement is what has been showing up the Vfor North team. Hence the reason why they've been putting tackles left, right, and center. They can't deliver the movement of the Vfor South team.
Yeah, free kick coming up on the right flank for Vfor South. Let's see if they can put that ball into a telling area. Couldn't get it past the wall. And again, the defenders of Vfor South marshalling very well, not allowing anything to go past them. The Vfor South playing a very high line, mind you, but you would have mentioned that they have two very pacey central defenders, which would give you the confidence to play as high as you want to. They're almost up on the half line, even though there's a high press also being employed by Vfor North. Turning the ball over now is Vfor North, and getting that ball in there. That's definitely a foul.
It is, of course. Remember, the game has gotten very technical, and we had about probably like a double team on the attacker. So clearly, it's a foul. So let's see what the Vfor North team can do. Not able to get any swing onto this one, but if you put it in a little tricky area, probably just about the penalty spot, with a little pace to get a little nod on. Let's see what they can deploy.
I think that's the first opportunity that Vfor North will be having to put the ball into the penalty area of Vfor South.
And he's a left footer, so it's going to be a little in swing. Probably looking to go to the middle of the box area. Lo and behold, he went for goal. It's a situation, he lies! The goalkeeper goofing this one up, making a meal of this one. And we have the attacker from Vfor North just waiting and snapping on it. I think the goalkeeper. I think the goalkeeper used the wrong technique as well. What he probably should have done, Eli, was to fend this ball out. However, he tried to make like a double save within a one save. And that's why he goofed this one up. I was a bit skeptical on the technique used by the kicker, but clearly he may have just done his homework. I don't know. But the goalkeeper will have to take full account of this one. 1-0 in favor of the guys from Vfor North, taking the derby to a different dimension.
Well, when I did mathematics in school critic, 2 negatives made a positive. And I quite agree with you. I don't think that was the best free kick by the Vfor North player, but it was even worse in terms of the handling of the football by the Vfor South custodian. They would be pretty disappointed because they really had the better of the exchange. This is the second encounter we've seen
like
where
that.
the team who was at the better of the early exchange.
Same goal too, same area.
Going down a goal. and maybe the fact that he has not had too much participation in the match may have played a little part in that. Very much a spectator. When you're out there on the January playing field, the breeze can get to you, you know?
Yeah. It's good. So again, the game, as I said earlier, the game needed a goal, and it can now comes through via the Vfor North team. So we should see an injection of pace in terms of what Vfor South does right now. They've been doing very well with the movement, so they might just want to inject some pace now in terms of passing the football. So when they get onto the other part of the field, you might just see a little injection of pace in terms of the passing. But another failed goal kick there, or free kick rather, from the central defender.
That goal was scored by number 5, Sean Joseph of Vfor North. Let's see if that will give them, some quiet confidence to try to see if they can impose their style of play on the game. We've not really seen Vfor North do anything of note in terms of stitching passes together and showing a distinct style of play just yet. But, goals do wonders, for people's confidence. So let's see, going up a goal, if that will help as they take a long throw into the box.
Yeah, so now we see the Vfor team showing a little more of assertiveness. They're on the back foot right now. So they have to, of course, produce something to pull this tie in their favor. Possession is there. However, good tackle in midfield. You can hear the temperature is now rising. Eli, we spoke of how the derby has been a little bit quiet, but you see how quick a goal changes something. Now you can hear the voice of the Vfor North team crying at the officials saying, nah! It shows that the intensity.
The form goes out the window. It's more about passion and desire. And when you get a goal, as you indicated, that definitely
Changes all out, yeah.
increases your desire. It gives you that little extra oomph, that little bit of confidence, you know, because you all of a sudden are in front, and of course goals win matches. So you would be feeling to yourself you're on the right path. You know, if Vfor North would be thinking right now that if only they could nick one more goal, that might just put them in a more comfortable scenario, as you see them trying to push up high on the high line that Vfor South is playing.
You did mention of the high line, and I guess this is how they're built. This is the philosophy by the coaching staff because they know of the personnel that they have. But they didn't concede based on the high line, but they're going to continue with it. But a good indicator that the Vfor North team was alert to get on the score sheet.
PK 2313. Go check on your vehicle now. PK 2313. Go check on your vehicle now.
It looks also like the spectators or the fans from the Vfor South team a little stunned. They didn't expect it. I mean, they know, like you mentioned, they have had the better of the game. So to have a situation.
Nice strike there, that's
save
save.
there by Vfor, yeah.
That strike would have been deflected, and he did very well to make the adjustment, the custodian there for Vfor North. You know, trying their best to keep a clean sheet, because we know both of these teams are very capable of putting a load of goals past them.
Goal score for Vfor North.
Yes. Of course, yes.
Minute.
The goalkeeper, very difficult to read a deflection, because remember, you are already setting your motion to move one way or the
Number
other.
5,
but he was able to adjust
Christopher
himself
Gilbert.
and deal with the deflection. So good goalkeeping there. Corner comes in. Back post. Something that becoming very routine, where corners now are big, in the SPFL, going towards the back post and trying to come back in. That they've been working out on in practice.
I think from a tactical approach, it kind of puts set defenses off.
Yeah.
You know, because you now have to account for that second ball, you know, as opposed to a direct ball onto the penalty spot and looking for a header in, you know, or a shot on goal. The defense now has to turn and reset themselves. At that point in time, you may lose sight of one of the attackers, and that could create opportunities, could create confusion in the box. And we've seen that in our foot. They also did that quite a bit against Grosile, and we're seeing Vfor South employing it right now as they're trying to get back into this encounter.
However, the Vfor North defender being able to deal with it. You see again, Eli mentioned it's the speed of passing.
And another ball coming in there.
Goalkeeper doing pretty well.
By the goalkeeper. Well, you know, we spoke a little earlier on about the YouTube channel of the St. Lucia Professional Football League. And if you go on there, you'll see quite a few short reels, you know, and in a few of them, you can get a little bit of some insight into some of the training sessions of this Vfor South outfit. You know, the sessions are pretty intense and pretty organized as well. And you can sort of see that transcend onto the field of play. Because as you indicated, they're able to string passes together, very intricate passing. You know, as Vfor North is now on the ball, won that ball back. Miscommunication there. He thought his winger would be on his bike. But he was on the stationary bike.
All you had to do was just play it straight into his foot area, but he thought he was, like you said, on his bike. But let us see how best Vfor North, if they're going to pin some pressure, good press there by the midfielder, if they're going to continue or look for another one or be content with it in the first half. But again, it's a team, not much has, but again, they're sticking to their guns and making it quite difficult for the Vfor South team. There's a through ball for Lucky, good defensive clearance there. He probably needed a little more pace onto that pass. Like he actually indicating to his player that he probably put a little more onto this one so they could get a step ahead of the defender.
Well, at number 13 for Vfor North, he's listed on the team sheet as the fullback. That's oh no, he's the attacking mid. Dennis Robert. That ball coming in again, and will Vfor South rue that missed opportunity? The goal was gaping there, begging to be put. The ball begging to be put into the back of the net. The defender, the attacker for Vfor South, he did find the net, but the outside of the goal.
But opportunities being created, that's what you want. As anything, they were down 1-0, but you could still see chances being created by the by the Vfor South team. They're going to continue in that vein because clearly they have to come back into the game. They have to come back. But
the score is 1-0.
Despite it is 1-0 in favor of Vfor North, Eli, I think the goalkeeper for Vfor North is the one making the difference. He has been called upon on several occasions, and you could see that he has been coming up trumps.
It's in again, and oh!
Good save by the goalkeeper. Yeah, the goalkeeper just getting a little onto it.
Despite the fact that he got something onto that, it still looked like it was destined for the back of the net, just going wide of his left upright there, and resulting in a corner for Vfor North.
Yeah. So Vfor North basically just changing the output. I mean, I can see clearly there are a lot of Vfor South fans in the crowd. Ball comes across a lot of pace, back post as well. There are a lot of persons from Vfor South who came to support their team. And you know, if there's one thing I want to instill, one thing I want to bring into our SPFL and to fans of various communities and fans of various teams, Eli, is that when your team is down, that's when they need your support.
Yeah.
But St. Lucia have a culture of only when the team is up, you basically hear from them. If your team is down, this is when you need to say, well, come on, so and so, come on, this, but we don't really get that. And I'm hoping with the advent of the semi-pro league that fans can come in and basically help their team to get over the line.
Be more engaging in the contest. I've noticed some similarities with this game and the first encounter that we saw this evening. Critiquing the first half of that Grosile-Deriso game. Grosile had much of the play, but Deriso had the more telling attempts. And it's sort of a similar scenario here. Yes, Vfor South has had more attempts. They've gotten into the penalty area, more touches in the penalty area. But the more dangerous scenarios we've definitely seen come from Vfor North. Vfor South custodian having to make a very telling save just a second ago. And of course, there was one that got past him a little early on.
Yeah, yes, of course. I think some instances you have where Vfor South wants to probably score the perfect goal. I mean, sometimes you have some situations where you're just out of the area and you could take a shot rather than, walk in. There have been some chances or some half chances that they have not put together. But again, the goalkeeper for Vfor North team, when he's called upon, he's made some saves as well. And the situation, strangely, is that the Vfor North team, Eli, they have not created much chances. But the little opportunities that they have gotten,
They started to grow into the encounter a little bit. You can see them being able to string a couple of passes together. Trying to display a little defender to the point where he has run himself into touch.
Yeah, but
Vfor South on the ball again.
But still, good passage of play by Vfor North.
Fall through. Almost a unicorn in football these days, the foul throw.
Something you don't really see that often, but there are instances. But I don't think officials really, it had to be very obvious that they would call it upon. Very long throw.
Very long throw. Good
6-yard area.
Strike from distance from the central defender there.
How much time is left, Eli? Coming up about what? In terms of the first half period?
We're into the 37th minute of play at this point in time.
So again, now you would see instructions being passed on to the players from Vfor North. How much time is left? Let's see how best they can manage the 88th minute.
Ball coming in there. Dangerous ball coming in too. Unlucky touch by Lucky.
Yeah. It will be difficult because remember the defender just ahead of him made an attempt at it and missed. So he probably didn't expect that ball to get to him. But again, like I told you, his name is Lucky. He's going to get on that score sheet. I have this feeling, Eli. He's going to get on that score sheet.
Well, the last time you had that feeling, we saw a cracking goal by Josh Hunt in that Dennery derby.
You're right. What a strike it was. Earlier on, I saw the Dennery coaches just in the stands taking their little notes, which we've often spoken about. The scouting report is very, very essential. You need to, know your opponents and what their strength and weakness are, so you could go back to your camp. So when those fixtures come around, you can certainly deal with it. We have a free kick situation, possession for Vfor North. It's a bit way out. Let's see what they can muster up. Again, you need some guile situations in this moment to outdo your opponent. Put that ball in an area.
See a little hurdle there between the players, trying to determine what the approach is going to be. But again, critic, we've seen the Vfor North team, they're slowly growing into this game. That goal did wonders for their confidence.
Yeah, goals certainly bring confidence. Is he going to go full stop again, knowing fully well that the goalkeeper goofed up earlier on? Let's see what they try. Yeah, they're going fully up again.
Oh.
Good range, though. Good range, good pace. Another striker, another audacious strike about 60 yards out. The shots are coming in, not high percentage shots, Eli, but they're certainly coming in from Vfor North. Searching ball towards the midfield. Goalkeeper collect time. They're going to play from the back. Of course, now you have to be more than a goalkeeper. You must have some outfield skills as well. Use your feet and be able to make passes as a goalkeeper now. Ball goes out of touch. It's a throw into the Vfor South team. The skipper takes that throw. Elects not to. Passes on to the winger. Throws in. South stitching passes together. However, a bad pass, bad touch there. Again, you can see how engaging the fans are. I like it, I like it. When some fans come out, that shows the passion and desire for the community, and not about just showing up and making some noise. They want total control and ensure that the team do what is right for the 90 minutes.
Vfor South starting to make inroads there. That ball flashes across the 6-yard box there. Nobody able to get onto the end of it.
Always tricky, Eli, when that ball comes across and nobody can get onto it. But again, there's another situation.
Another ball coming in, all along the ground. Vfor South has looked like they've sort of lost their way for the last 5-10 minutes there and thereabout. I don't know if it's a scenario where the goal just probably took a little bit of wind out of their sail, or is it a scenario where, as I've said, starting to grow into the game and causing them problems of their own that they have to now deal with?
Yeah, that's what happens there, Eli. you play, you get confidence based upon situations, and clearly the situation is in the favor of Vfor North. Meanwhile, we see Vfor South having control of the football, having possession, being able to put balls across, but nothing has been able to connect for them just yet, And meanwhile, you see the desire and the attention that the Vfor North team is given to every facet of the game. They're going to double up on defense. They're going to put in some tackles. Whichever facet of the game that they're dealing with, the Vfor North team, they're up to it, knowing well that, you know what, we're up against our counterparts. We're leading 1-0, not much time on the clock. Let us go in confidently to the end of this half and see how we can get some instructions and deal with what's to come in the second half.
Well, that's something that definitely worked for Grosile in the first encounter. Going into the break, down a goal, at the final whistle, they were up by 3 goals.
So do you think we might see a similar fate?
Time will tell. It's a derby, so I don't want to venture to comment or make those sorts of predictions. Anything is possible in a derby scenario.
Side netting. That angle would be, that's an audacious angle to score from. Again, you see the Vfor North team players now asking the official how much time is left, managing the clock. This is something that is very vital when you're playing for points, trying to make your way up the league. Just imagine if this stays that way, you're going to have a Vfor North team with 6 points. So they're already, thinking of moments, how much to go. It's going to be a big result if you get past a big team like Vfor South. So a lot is happening right now at that stage of the game.
Yeah, you see Vfor North there. That ball just running out into touch there. As we see the CEO of the St. Lucia Professional League, Mr. Francis Parry Daniel,
passing by,
surveying, taking stock of what's happening, continuously working, continuously taking in scenarios and seeing how we could improve on the product, which is what you want from a semi-professional outfit.
Long searching pass.
PK 23-13.
Going out of touch.
I think something wrong in one of the classroom. Go check on the vehicle, please. PK 2313.
Searching ball. Good pass there. Slipping on the surface. Vfor North continue. However, we see recovery there by Vfor South. Meantime, they're down 1. And this is not, I don't think anybody expected that. Probably the Vfor North team expected it. But certainly the fans for the Vfor South team, a team that is trying to make their way into Tier 1 and being pegged back, they're in good stead. But that goal certainly is showing a different face or a different side of what Vfor South is made up of. And do they have enough metal in them to mount a comeback so far?
Well, definitely, if the result remains as is, that will put Vfor North atop the Tier 2 table, because they would have gotten 6 points and been having a +5 goal difference. So Vfor North are going to be very keen on keeping things how they are, if not adding to it. And of course, as you indicated, Vfor South coming into this game would have been confident that they would be able to get one over on their neighbors. And at this point in the game, I think the analogy of the noisy neighbors probably fits well.
Strange enough, the noisy neighbors are wearing blue. But it tells you how serious it is, it tells you because you got a big result on the opening time, so clearly you got something to work on, ball into the area. Also to credit, I don't think we have given enough credit as well for the defensive effort of the Vfor North team. Yes, they got on the score sheet, but you could see clearly that they're actually putting in some tackles, reading the game, and ensuring and making it not so easy for Vfor South.
And the crowd continuing to pile in here at the Dennery playing field. And, if you're at home and you're watching via the stream, you need to find yourself at one of these matches, because the atmosphere inside of these venues are very much electric.
That sounds the whistle for the end of the first half. The score is 1-0 in favor of Vfor North. The up against their neighbors, powerhouse of the Vfor South team.
Let's take a break here right now.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives. Of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives. In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives. In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives. In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives. In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise
It's
to transform lives. In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives. In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives. In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives. Kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives. In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives. In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
back to live action at the new field in Dennery, or the new field sector
In the field.
of Dennery. I think the official name, I think it's the Remy Lesmo something. I used to know the official name, but it'll come to me at some point. But we're back. Second half action. Vfor Derby, Vfor North taking on Vfor South. The score is 1-0 in favor of the Vfor North team. Vfor North, they are playing in the blue strip, and that will make Vfor South in the traditional color of green and white. Very intriguing first half where we saw not the highly fancied Vfor North take the lead, but again, like Eli mentioned, it's a derby and anything certainly can happen. Here's a corner, again going to the mid area. It's a corner for Vfor North, but good clearance. And there's a foul somewhere in there, and the ball is in possession now of the Vfor North team. The Vfor North team clearly seems quite bent on defending that lead, Eli. Can they hold on for the next 45 minutes?
Well, it's never a good idea in football for you to try to defend for an entire half. So I would hope that's not the approach that they're taking. We did see in the first encounter where Deriso tried to be a little bit resolute coming into the second half and trying to hang on to what they had. And eventually they lost it. They lost it by a lot. So hopefully Vfor North would have taken note of that and tried not to find themselves in a similar sort of scenario as we see the ball being punted into a touch there by the goalkeeper.
So should we see a mixture of both? Should we see a situation where Vfor North would look for that second goal just to put on some more pressure on Vfor South? Or should we see a situation where Vfor South go all out to come back into the tie? Good shot out of the area, finding the back of the net completely, not the back of the net, but the back of the entire frame of what's happening. So should we see a situation where Vfor South could go all out? Or should we see a situation where Vfor North be content with what they have?
I don't think Vfor North, it would be foolish of them to just simply go gung-ho. I know sometimes a goal will give you confidence, but you have to, from a tactical approach, be very aware of the task that is ahead of you. And they would have known coming into this game that they were not the favorites. They may be quietly confident based on their training that they would be able to pull it off. But at this point in the game, you sort of want a nice little blend of caution, but at the same time be a little bit adventurous and try to get forward and impose yourself on the game. You don't want to sit back and soak up pressure for an entire half.
That's going to be difficult.
That's going to be difficult.
Yeah. That being said, Eli, I don't know if you realize, but a fan is passing around with a Spurs, but Tottenham Hotspur's shirt. The fan is basically just sprayed out there. Of all the shirts at home, Eli.
It was a gift.
Oh, okay, I think so.
It was a gift.
I think they gift also Newcastle some goals today. That's what I like about football, the whole banter thing. But you can see clearly that we have fans from all over. And if you I don't know, Eli, but towards the how would I call it? Towards the road end, they seem to have quite a bit.
The presence of Mr. Mervyn Coco Bellas from Vfor South. There's a ball coming into the area there.
Foul, I think it's blown offside.
It's an offside call there. You'd still want, even though it's offside, you'd still want to put the ball in the back of the net and get that feeling.
Yeah, of course. The officials sometimes can call it wrong as anything else, but you tried and you executed. But again, good passing into the bad touch there. Another bad pass there. Ball. You see Vfor South mounting a raid on the right side. Good defensive clearance there by the central defender. Getting into the right position. And the clearance of the header. So again, defense still playing the mainstay for the Vfor North team.
Well, in our local palace, that ball almost looked like it tooted him there. Looked a little out of sorts after heading that ball out.
Yeah.
But he seems to have his wits about him again and back in position to defend. Ball coming across the box. A little too much. Clips the head of the Vfor South player and goes out into touch. And we have throw-in on the right-hand side of the pitch for Vfor North. I don't think they've started off the second half in a defensive mold, Critic. I see them trying to go forward. Just a little while ago, there was an offside call. They were into the box of Vfor South, which I think bodes well for the contest. We want to see two teams going at it, and we want to see goals. We saw 5 goals in the first encounter. And of course, goals are always very entertaining for the fans. And there's a mistake there, but good defending.
Good recovery.
Good defending.
Good
there.
recovery. Good. And that awards the Vfor South team with a corner.
Well, number 5, Christopher Gilbert was the one there with that clearance. A very timely clearance as well, because that looked dangerous. The Vfor South player attacking that corner would have felt that he should have done better. That header just going wide of the left upright of the Vfor North custodian.
They continue to probe. That's what you want. You want to be able to stitch passes together, and that's what Vfor North, Vfor South is doing right now. A bit of a miscontrol right now.
There.
But again, that should be the intent: keeping the football and then working your way upfield, thereby pulling out the players from position.
And in that scenario, the Vfor North tried to work their way upfield by taking a few extra feet on the throw-in. Long throw-in there. Ball cleared out. And they've been able to inch their way up into the attacking third Vfor North. As I indicated, they've been probing. And you now see Vfor North with a high line. You know, the sweeper right there into the center circle.
Confidence is building. They're building they're building the confidence. They're up 1. They have to take their chances. Like you mentioned, no sense in staying back and trying to defend that 1-goal lead. See if they can nick another goal.
Edging closer and closer. The throw-in is just about 5 odd feet away from the corner. They're trying to get a long throw-in into the Vfor South box. You can see the player barking out some instructions there, and not long enough. Poor control there, and Vfor South is on the break right now, carrying that ball. Nice ball in across, but again, good covering there by the
central defender.
Vfor North defender. The word I would use to describe the Vfor North defense right now is resolute. They get pulled out of position from time to time, but in one-on-one scenarios, they seem to be winning those duels.
Yeah, and you want that as well. Not only that, good communication as well at the back, because clearly you could see that ball pushed ahead of him, beating his partner in defense, but coming across just to ensure that they mop up the situation. So good communication between the two central defenders, and like you mentioned, they remain resolute. But I want to see they can keep that shape throughout the 90 minutes. But so far they've been doing a good job.
Playing his way out of trouble there, and they're actually on the attack now. Vfor North, dispossessed there by Vfor South, who's going to build up again, trying to use the flanks.
The attack continues on the right side, a throw-in by Vfor South, headed out by the defender for the Vfor North team.
That's Christopher Gilbert once again.
Gilbert, yeah. They seem clearly to be working
about.
Yeah, man, they're working as a team at the back there for sure. Ball clipped to crossed. Lucky having control of this one. Let's see if we can make something out of this. Take it on his man. Tries a little shimmy. Good defense there. A throw-in now for the Vfor South team. The Vfor South badly in need of a goal as the clock continues to tick. So they need a goal. However, it is a throw. It's going in the other direction. It's a throw for the Vfor North team. Do you sense an upset, Eli?
I think at this point in time it's a little too early to call. Vfor North players making themselves a nuisance in and around the ball, not allowing Vfor South to take a quick free kick. But Vfor South are now going to settle themselves down and see if they can get that ball into the penalty area and see how they can get themselves back into this encounter.
Sure bet. The two players over the football. Interesting,
Good ball
Eli.
into a dangerous area.
Yeah. 3 men bearing down on that ball, Eli, and none of them able to make contact. Sometimes you have to be brave and just put yourself into it, put yourself into the situation. But again, Vfor South.
Well, in that scenario, we had an in-swinging ball, critic. Maybe it would have been better served to have the ball out-swinging.
There you go.
So
there you
that
go.
the attacking players could go onto it.
You're correct.
The ball was always going away from them in that scenario.
I can see clearly
Whipped in.
based upon what you just said, Eli, I can see that you attended the Cassius Comprehensive Secondary School, because clearly we're talking about angles, and this is where it is so important. Had they get the right trajectory and angle on this one, who knows?
Seems like you're very proficient in mathematics, my dear friend.
I tried something. Yeah, well, basically that's what the game is about. You often hear coaches tell about the triangle, giving you options in passing, and there are different techniques you could use. So clearly, like you mentioned, had they used the other way around, it could have been a different scenario. There is a
Nice
pass.
ball played in there, but just skidding off the surface. I could imagine that there's still a little bit of moisture on this artificial surface.
Yes.
It's not a grass surface.
Yeah.
You don't have soil underneath to absorb moisture, so the moisture will just lie on there just a little bit longer than normal. Of course, with the prevailing sea breeze, you would expect that it would dry up eventually. But at this point in time, the ball seems to just be skidding off of the surface just a little bit there now. Tackles is starting to get a little bit more tenacious.
Yeah, because Vfor South team, they realize that the time is ticking and they need to get under the score sheet. So now they have a sort of a high press situation, because if you realize, Eli, the Vfor North team have not been able to get out. So the high press is certainly in effect right now, and that's why you get a situation where Vfor North have a lot of pressure on themselves. Even the fans, I've seen some fans from Vfor South actually left the sitting area and move on to the railing to ensure that they could pass on instruction, pass on messages, or try to push their team over the line. It's going to be very difficult for them, because this Vfor North team seems to be very resolute. And as I speak, I can see Brad, who played for Deriso, very influential. However, the Deriso team lacking the total quality, Eli, to get over the line.
Well, right now, I think Vfor North is playing with a little bit of fire, giving away quite a few free kicks in and around their penalty area.
Yellow card to
And you know
number
what they say?
13.
If you give somebody enough opportunities, something is going to stick. So they need to be very wary not to be giving away fouls in those sorts of dangerous areas where Vfor South can get the ball in and get themselves back into this game.
And let's see what is again the same. They're using the right. Remember, we spoke about they're using the in-swing when they did it the other way around. Let's see what happens.
This one put on the frame.
Milk for the
easily
cat.
dealt with.
Milk for the cat.
Milk for the cat.
Definitely.
I'm not even going to ask.
I mean, that's elementary. That comes straight into his midriff. So we call it milk for the cat.
Christopher Gilbert making himself very much a tower in the back there for Vfor North. He's getting his head to everything and even his feet from time to time. Another free kick given away.
The movement. That's
this time closer to the left corner flag. But another one, maybe this time this one is better suited for the right footer to get it in from that angle. But funny enough, I think a left footer is going to take this one.
They're going to continue, Eli. They're going to continue pulling that ball across. And like you mentioned earlier, when you continue to put that ball in this area, a lot can happen.
Everybody's a coach critic.
Oh yes, especially when you're supporting a team.
That ball zipped in there. A little bit of confusion in the area. I think A little bit of a collision between the Vfor North goalkeeper and defender. Defender seems to have come off a little bit worse than the goalkeeper there.
But clearly the goalkeeper showing so much bravery. And that's why I always respect the goalkeeping positioning. This is a specialized position. Not anybody can be a goalkeeper. I think you have to be made. You basically have to be made to be a goalkeeper. A lot of bravery in there. So kudos to goalkeepers out there.
Gone are the days when you just take the least skilled player and put them in the goal.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
It's a very technical area now.
Very much, very much. And now in the modern game, you have to use your feet as well. So it's becoming even harder to become a goalkeeper.
Another free kick given away by Vfor North. Their tactical approach right now seems to be break up the play, break up the play, break up the play.
And they will live with that. They're certainly going to live with it.
And there we go again, the Vfor North custodian just coming out and grabbing that one. That ball lumped upfield into touch.
Substitution by both teams, Eli. Number 13 is coming off. And number 9 will be coming in for the Vfor North team. Number 13 coming out. Number 9 coming in. And then the others.
Curly John entering there for Vfor North, and exiting the game is Dennis Robert, number 13.
And the other side of things, yeah, so they need some fresh legs, because some fresh legs are so much needed right now, Eli, because remember, the defensive setup of the Vfor North team, you can see clearly indications are get the ball out of the area. So you need those fresh legs, because as anything else, when you tire, you less function in the brain. So again, a punt upfield, a long ball. Let's see if we can take on these two defenders. We have a foul situation, so at least now the defense can get some rest. And you will see them push upfield right now to control that ball within the area. Now, what they need to do now is to manage the minutes in the second half. No need to rush right now. No need to rush. You milk the clock. You come in some tactics. You basically shift the ball one spot. You ask the official, am I in the right position? He puts it in another position. These are little tactics that you can use, because remember, you're not the big team coming into this game. Vfor South is a much better team. However, is managing the minutes and making use of possession. So let's see if the Vfor North team can change this possession to be meaningful and get back and take the lead even further. You can see the Vfor South team, even the spectators, they're getting up. Many times Vfor South spectators would sit, but because of the situation, they're now up in the railings. There's a ball put on the back post. Yeah, you know what I've seen in the set plays, Eli. The teams need to be more organized in the set plays. I think many of the set plays are just wayward. I mean, there's no plan per se. Yes, I see the guys, they gather, but the movement after the kick, it's off. It's off. So teams need to spend some more time in set plays. Show me some indication that we're working towards something, rather than just hopeful passes and hope that somebody gets at the end of it. So this is one of my observations, that teams need to spend more time on settings rather than just putting that ball in an area and just like a Hail Mary. In the NFL you have the Hail Mary pass. So basically this is what I'm seeing is a lot of the free kicks.
From my observations, though, critic, I think Vfor North has really grown into this game. The attacking threat that we saw from Vfor South in the first half seems to have gone away a little bit. It seems to have dwindled down to a lot of free kicks in and around the area, because what we see Vfor North doing right now is breaking up the play, making little tactical fouls, and not allowing them to get into their passing rhythm like they did in the first half of this encounter. A tactical switch there by Vfor North, which seems to be bearing fruit at the moment.
Yes, I think what they're trying to do also, Eli, is to cut down the fluidity of passing for Vfor South. Vfor South have been known for some slick passing, some quick counter-attacks, but because of the fouls here, there, and everywhere, they can't get into their stride. So it seems like you mentioned, you're correct in what they're trying to employ in the second half.
So far, would you say Christopher Gilbert would be the man of the match? He's a central defender, but he's the one that got onto the score sheet in the first half, venturing forward there. And he's been pretty solid in defense thus far.
Definitely, he can be a certain candidate for it. I think it clearly It would either be him or the goalkeeper if he keeps a clean sheet. But certainly Gilbert is in the forefront. And like you just said, Eli, foul way up just to kill the momentum. They don't want to see Vfor South get into the stride. So you have those little situations.
And a bit of gamesmanship there as well from the Vfor North player, purporting to or feigning injury, I would say.
But why would you want to do that? I think he came on as a substitute. Why would you want to do that? You're supposed to come into the game with a lot of energy.
Well, he had a little exchange with one of the Vfor South players because he was trying to prevent a quick free kick from being taken, but then went down in a heap as if he had been shot.
Yeah, but he's also too close. He's even too close. And you will see the yeah, exactly. You will see the
That's
the
what caused the fracas.
Exactly, yeah. You will see the referee asking him to fall. And not only that too, like he has height. So where he is there, he's a non-factor. He basically needs to fall back within the top of the box area.
I mean, you can't have a battle of the old forts and not bring in somebody from the constituency himself. He's a member of the Vfor South Football League executive and very well known in footballing circles, Mr. Mervyn Coco Bellas. He's going to join us on the set. I'm going to give him an opportunity to have a little bit of conversation with my comrade, Tennis in Glasgow.
It's a throw-in right now for the Vfor North team. Vfor North team continues in the efforts to upset this big team from Vfor South. And like Eli just indicated, we have joined in commentary by Mr. Mervyn Coco Bellas. Of course, he's a top guy when it comes to football in the South. He's an avid supporter of the Vfor South team as well.
Indeed.
So nice to have you in our broadcast, Mervyn. Your thoughts just yet, knowing fully well that your team has not probably rose to the occasion just yet, and they've been pegged back 1-0 by the rivals of Vfor North.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pleasure for me to... It's a pleasure for me to be here with you. Tennis, let me say good night to the viewers as well. Of course, in years and times gone by, that game might have been a foregone conclusion before the first whistle. You know, but Vfor South going through their rebuild. You know, I think what is happening today, it's a situation where Vfor is trying to create an identity with the football that they are playing. I'm not sure I'm seeing enough happening in the final third. They're knocking the ball around well, Tennyson. The middle of the field seems to be creating a lot of chances for them. When we get into the final third, there seems to be some problems there. I'm a bit disappointed though that the number 18 Tennyson, Obafemi, having scored 3 goals in 2 games of Vfor South, he's not really gotten a chance to play in his position, which is central forward at the number 9 position. I feel we're trying to compensate for the fact that there is no Lucky Nicholas in the game, and you're forcing Oba to play on the wing. I'd have loved to see him. I mean, he's a young man, 16 years. I'd have loved to see him given a chance to play as a centre forward at the number 9 position and see if he could have continued building on his confidence. I mean, like I said, 3 goals in 2 games. So that's my only disappointment from a personal standpoint. But I am satisfied with how the team is trying to play. We seem to be keeping the ball, we're moving the ball, knocking it around. It's just that in the final third there, Tennyson, can't go in yet.
Also, I've realized that one of the mainstays for the Vfor North team, number 10, they're trying to do. Also, I've realized that in the second half, they seem to be just disrupting the play and not allowing Vfor South to have that fluidity in terms of the passing. Your thoughts on that?
And that is exactly how I describe Yod Favory as a player. That's what he's done. What he's going to give you all the time is 100%. He's never going to stop running. He's never going to give up. And breaking down play, that's what he does. He's going to be a menace in the middle of the field. In whatever areas that he's going to be weak, he's going to make up for it in his work rate. He's a worker. He's never going to stop running.
I mean, you have been following the SPFL, whether it be online or physically here in presence. Your thoughts on the Football Association by extension? You know, it's a new avenue for football in St. Lucia, semi-pro. Players now being urged to practice Players now getting a stipend. Players now have a different view of what football is supposed to be. You as an administrator, I mean, you wear several hats when it comes to football, but your thoughts?
Definitely Tennessee, a very good initiative. Long overdue. But I mean, you have to make a start. You have to start somewhere. I'm very impressed with the professionalism that I see. This is a semi-pro league, but from the training ground, you see players making an extra effort to get through training. The way that they are dressed when they come to the playing venue, the way players are carrying themselves is different. Now, these are the same set of players who've been playing all over the years, but there is a difference, and you can see that. Even the officiating tennis, and I'm satisfied with the level.
Applause.
And again, these are the same officials we have been bashing all over the years. I had a chat with the CEO earlier, Parry. I said, I don't know what to do with the officials now. These are the same guys we're bashing, but everybody seems to be they have an extra pep. Everybody wants to make a good account of themselves. Everybody wants to look the part. It's a professional league, semi-professional setup, but everybody wants to look the part and create that sense.
So clearly, you can see that. Are you saying that money has been the indicator? Well, if this so be the case, it's good. It's something that we have clamored for, and now it seems to be working. Even the approach of the patrons and spectators.
There you go. Everybody's well behaved. Imagine when you start with the CEO, all stakeholders, government, SLFA, all those who are pushing their hands in their pockets and making this possible. Long overdue, like I said, but we have it now. It's a start, and I would like to see us build from strength to strength. I'd also like to see tennis in corporate St. Lucia come on board. I feel it would not be pro and SLFA and government. Corporate St. Lucia has to come on board and support these young men who are involved in the football.
Yeah, well, certainly, I guess with the semi-pro YouTube channel, the social media platforms, Corporate St. Lucia will see snippets of what's happening, so they too can get involved. Of course, the league will not just rely on just having just the YouTube channel and the little snippets. I guess proposals has to be written and sent out to, and that will be so much welcome.
I mean, there are persons who have lots of ideas on what should be, how it should be, where we go from there. But I'm just satisfied with the start. We need to start tennis, and we've started, we've kicked off. Let's build on this year, and let's move from strength to strength.
Good. Well, I don't want to keep you for so long. I mean, you're just passing through. That as we go along, you could produce yourself or make yourself available. Yeah.
I'm just saying that it was my pleasure being here with you, my very good buddy. You know, of course, whenever we talk in the football, that's a good thing. So big up semi-pro. Well done, Vfor North so far. I'm still hopeful that Vfor South can pull a couple back in the late stages of the game.
Good. All right, folks. This is Mr. Mervin Cocobellas, who just gave us some insight and some thoughts on what they think of the SPFL. And of course, like I said, he's a supporter of the Vfor South team. His team is in transition. They're in Tier 2, trying to make their way back up into Tier 1. So Mervin, just graciousness all around. This is a guy who has his passion, and of course, his whole demeanor is about local football. So always a pleasure having him. I'm happy that he came through.
Always a pleasure having discussion with Mervin. He's somebody who he knows his sports. He's not just football. He's a sportsman all around.
Avid sportsman.
Yeah, he's into athletics. He's into basketball. You know, a number of different sporting disciplines. So always nice to have him share his perspective, critic. As we see, expected more from this Vfor South outfit during the second half. But again, we see another foul by Vfor North, this time a little closer to half line. So from a tactical standpoint, they definitely, the intention is to continue breaking up the play and making things difficult for Vfor South.
Yes, they've been doing a good job at it. We see a different tactical approach there by Vfor North, but if that's what works for you, you gotta keep at it. I mean, the instructions didn't come just like that, but to ensure that you keep with it. Defenders, central defenders, there you have it again. They're putting themselves about the place, players basically throwing themselves about. So definitely you could see the situation that they're quite content with what they're doing, and they're just milking the clock. Every now and then you see an instruction comes and says, how much time is left? How much time is left? Because should Vfor North keep that scoreline and go on to win this game, this is going to be a massive shake-up in Tier 2.
Well, I can tell you something, critic. Derbies are the sorts of matches that you can feed off of, right? Whether any of these teams get promoted or not, right? To just win the derby, that's going to keep your fan base alive all the way into next season. You know, these teams are only going to play each other once. It's one round robin group phase. So excuse me. So both of these teams would want to ensure
Vfor North,
that they
out
win
number
that derby
19,
and be able to feed off of
in
something
number 11.
positive that their fan base can feed off of, for the next coming weeks and months. They will definitely be jeering at the opposition fans if they're able to get through. And Vfor South now have an opportunity to break in numbers.
In number
Again,
17,
resolute
Good defense,
defending.
very good defense, very good defense. Sticking with his man,
out number 8,
marking and tracking and putting
in number 20.
putting that tackle to avoid that ball coming across. It's a corner in their favor.
In the 77th minute.
Vfor South had a break on their 4 against 2, and they would have wanted to have done better with that. But again, you see the Vfor North defenders, even though they get caught out, they seem to be faring very well in one-on-one scenarios.
Yes. And you can hear the support as well too. I mean, Vfor North, the supporters are definitely there, and they're quietly confident, Eli, to get over the line. You could see they're quietly confident, hoping everything works out for them. But kudos must be given to the defense of the Vfor North team.
Well, we're now into the 79th minute of play, Tennyson, and the Vfor North team at this point in time might be looking at more game management than they would be looking at trying to score an additional goal. Of course, if you get an additional goal, that's icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But with 10 minutes to go, you kind of want to hold on to what you have right now and ensure that you can lock Vfor South out. And they've been doing that. They've been defending in numbers. Going forward, you'd see them sparingly, 2 or 3 players going forward right now, and it's the Vfor South team that are trying to go forward with numbers, and that might produce an opportunity for Vfor South to counter-attack them and find themselves in a favorable...
Certainly so, but again, you still see the efforts of the Vfor team despite what it is there. Those guys are bent on defending. Those guys are bent right now, Eli, and ensuring that they'll give nothing up. They give nothing after working so tirelessly for the 90 minutes. You don't want to lose that game in those dying stages, but you could see the commitment on the faces of the players for the Vfor North team that they're all in it to ensure that they keep a clean sheet and come out here with 3 points.
Opportunity squandered there by Vfor South. I wouldn't say he had an open goal.
No.
There were some bodies in there, but you definitely want to at least put the ball on target and see what will happen.
It was difficult for him. He's a right footer, and the game was basically to the other side. So it's very, very difficult. The fans are out of their seats right now, and they're on the railing, Eli, dishing out instructions to the players of what they should do now into the game. Now we have a situation where we have an injured player, so probably there's a little more added time for the encounter. But again, that could be a tactic, or probably some instructions. Eli, in the real scheme of things, if it's the physio for the Vfor North team, he will be given instructions to pass on. You get my drift.
That's a tactical approach.
That's what it is.
It's an opportunity to refresh
Breathe,
themselves,
that's
take
right.
in a little bit of fluids. Maybe have a conversation. People might want to make slight adjustments in their positions, and so far, I mean, the game plan of Vfor North has been...
Yeah. But the most important statistic there was that goal that they scored early in the encounter. And they certainly, it's going to be in good value. And if you realize too, they're not playing for the back, because time is against, time is in a way, so no need to play for the back and create situations that you don't want to deal with. So basically, you see goal kicks now trying to make their way all the way to the center line.
He's the one that went down a little while ago. It looks like he was suffering from a spot of cramp. These Vfor North players would have, really put in a shift, critic, in terms of trying to hold off this Vfor South outfit. So down with cramp.
Yeah, they work hard. You have to give them that. So like you mentioned, you have those situations where injuries will come into play. They can deal with it. This is where the fitness level comes in. This is where your water intake comes in as well. The cramps can be dealt with, nothing too severe, but it remains in favor of Vfor North, they lead 1-0. And just to inform fans, Eli, we do have some games tomorrow where we will see Monipo take on Ancillary and Denry, the home team, take on Labry. So we have two more interesting encounters to continue to finish off the weekend. And as we continue to move on with the SPFL, Eli, the contest is becoming more intriguing.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think we're still very early in the season, but you can see the interest from the fan base. You can, when you go onto social media, you can see the banter, between the different rival fans. Just about halftime of this encounter, I heard Chad Daisy from Grosley commenting about how easy it was, to getting that win over Deriso, right? But in the first half, that's not the song he was singing.
Yeah.
So it definitely piques the interest. It definitely gets the fan base going and aroused, which bodes well for the SPFL.
Yeah. You of course you have mood swings in the encounter. I mean, he won, but as anything else, they were certainly under the caution in the first half. But we know the quality of Grosley. They are down as one of the contenders of the SPFL, so quality came through. But again, Deriso should not go home with their heads down. But meanwhile, we have a substitution where we see the number 4 player, I think the central defender for the Vfor team going out.
Alex Joseph is going out and
bringing in a number 9 player. So
Dove Jean-Baptiste.
That's correct. Dove, known on other aspects of his career. Let's see if he can make a difference. I saw him score a remarkable goal in Deriso. So they are bringing him on to see if he can put some impetus into the game and get on the score sheet. I think is it a comedian?
Well, I was about to say in his comedic career, his name is Dove Too Funny.
Right.
But this is definitely not a funny situation he's found himself in there right now, because the team is counting on him to try and produce something. As you indicated, the substitution is a defensive player coming off and an attacking player coming in. So Vfor South now leaving themselves a little bit more exposed at the back in an attempt for them to try to get more going forward.
They're taking a risk. But we see a situation now where a player has been fouled. So the ball definitely is in possession of the Vfor North team. And Eli, I think kudos must be given to Vfor North. I mean, coming into the encounter, yes, they defeated a team in Miku, which is on the sort of rebuilding, winning 4-1. Then we have Vfor South defeating Marsha. 4 goals, yeah, you're correct. 4-0. Vfor South dismantling Marsha 4-2. And look at what we faced with. They're leading 1-0, deep into in the encounter.
Well, this would be the third encounter for Vfor South. Their first encounter would have been against the ancillary outfit that's playing tomorrow. That day would have drawn 1-1.
Yeah, 1 apiece.
Right. So this is their third encounter.
There you see let's see what Dove can muster up.
Yellow card for Vfor South in the 85th minute.
Like you mentioned, Dove to Funny is a serious situation right now.
Number 13.
I think it was a foul throw there by Dove, thereby giving possession to the Vfor North team.
Number 13, Jose Mafre.
The left back for Vfor South, Jose Mafre, picking up
a yellow
card there. Of course, Vfor South right now would be desperate to get themselves back into this encounter. So they definitely want to press. You're going to see a lot of little fouls happening here and there in an attempt to win the ball back. And I think Vfor North are just going to simply feed off of that. They had their stint during the course of the game where they fouled to break a play. I don't know that Vfor South is going to be employing the exact same tactic. However, in an attempt to win the ball back, and as a result of that, they're going to give up some fouls.
Yes, indeed. In their efforts to get back on the score sheet, it's going to be a sort of like a mixture of what they want to do. But they have situations. Here you have a situation there, throwing, ball cleared upfield. Hold the play by the Vfor North team. Still in possession of the football. Good football, good coming out. Hold on to this ball. That will be a situation. The game is getting a little feisty as we come to the end of the clock time.
Derby, so Derby.
Yeah, it's going to be a little feisty right now. But I don't know. Kudos, big kudos. This is if this scoreline stays like this is going to be a massive result for Vfor North, and they do have some fans as well in the stands.
The scenario lends itself to the game becoming feisty because what's in a goal? It's a 1-goal lead. Vfor South will feel they have an opportunity to get back into the game, and Vfor North will do everything and anything it takes to maintain what they have. So we're into the 90th minute of play at this point in time. So you're going to see one team defending for their lives and one team trying to attack for their lives.
In the meantime, it's possession to the Vfor North team, wanting to attack to the right side. They're losing that ball.
Be ready, folks, tomorrow. Match is tomorrow.
Oh, good defending there as well. Let me tell you, this back four needs to be called the men of the match. normally we hear of man of the match, but look like we might have to award men of the match. The defenders are doing such a good job.
Well, I'm leading towards Christopher Gilbert.
Yeah. If it says so, he'll
because
get
of the fact that he scored the goal.
Yeah, if it says so, he'll get it.
He's part of that defense.
There was Lucky. Just flashing this one.
Unlucky.
He's often said, Eli, and I've said it time and time on the broadcast, that when the ball comes in, you need to put the ball in the same direction. Yeah. That's too much of the neck muscle to come into play. Too much.
Goal kick now on the defender for Vfor North. Just punting that downfield and headed on by the attacker. Of course, a little bit of gamesmanship
like
there by Vfor North.
I like that. Just leaving that alone, you know.
A display of skill there and hold up play. The number 8 for Vfor North was much of a peripheral figure in the first half. Cut out there and goes back the other way.
Wow, audacious attempt to get that ball in. Listen, when the Boyd by the instructions are still given out within the whole setup. The Vfor North players are still at it. Would you believe at the minute of the 9 they're still pressing this?
Well, that's going to just eat up a few more seconds off of the clock. They're going to be in no hurry, the Vfor South player. The Vfor South player trying to get the ball restarted and into play. The Vfor North custodian having nothing to do with that, allowing the central defender to come and take that goal kick.
Oh, here's a red Eli, 1-on-1. Oh, good gracious. Good gracious, Eli. The referee saying that there was a handball in the mix.
These guys are just right now raiding the Vfor South players. And again, predict that might just be as a result of the substitution that we saw. In an attempt to get into the game, Vfor South has sacrificed something at the back. And you can see Vfor North sort of exploiting that in the final throws of the game.
And the crossball, Eli. Not able to do much of it. But good football there. I mean, good possession there by Vfor South. Good passage of play, but not able to put that telling pass in the final area. I don't think we have much time left in this encounter, but again, that result will send shockwaves in tier 2.
The Vfor North players, he was about to take the throw in. I was just about to say he's probably not aware of what is going on with one of his teammates down, but the referee got an eye to that and went across But it's quickly up. I think it's a scenario of gamesmanship again, just eating up a little bit of time.
Yeah, they have
And the official
possession.
speaking to that effect.
They have
Because if he had
possession.
stayed down, he would have had to have exited the field of play.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's been very instrumental in this encounter, Christopher Gilbert. So he's doing a bit of everything for his team. Scores a goal, defends, kills time towards the end.
Three vital points. Ball comes across.
And there he is again.
Yeah. All right. That should be the last effort for Vfor South, getting a corner. Let's see what they can make of it.
Well, as we've seen many a times in a derby, when Fergie time comes around, anything's possible.
Anything's certainly possible. That's a poor kick there. Poor kick.
There.
Gets it back. See if we can recover. It's a throw in now.
Supporters calling for time here.
Not comfortable crossing that ball. You have enough for one for me there?
Now we see a free kick on the edge of the
area.
area.
Oh, okay. Tamarind juice. All right, good. So Eli, I think we're clearly now to the bottom of the barrel. Everybody's pegged in the box right now for Vfor South. Just one central defender on the outside.
If I were Vfor South's goalkeeper, I would.
Everybody is supposed to be in
a
there.
little closer.
Everybody's
Because
supposed
if
to be
anything
there.
breaks, he doesn't have
A chance,
not
but
have
at
an
least,
opportunity to.
but at
get
least,
there.
Can they put in the right delivery? Oh, he makes a meal of it.
Wasteful.
Makes a meal of it. Look at what it means to them.
It's a derby critic.
Oh yes. Vfor North winning the game 1-0.
And we said that coming into the game. Derbies are not won on form or on paper. It's won on passion and desire. And Vfor North definitely tonight showed more desire and more passion during this encounter. We see the Vfor South fan base, they're piling out now. Disappointment on their faces, but they'll definitely be regrouping and coming back in an attempt to continue accruing points in Tier 2 of this semi-professional football league.
But massive result for the Vfor North team. They now have 6 points, defeating Miku and defeating Vfor South. So that sends a statement to Tier 2 that if you're going to be playing the Vfor North, you certainly have to be ready. And whilst that sends a message to Vfor South, do not take this league lightly. Get back on the drawing board and do what you guys are supposed to do to get some points on the board.
Well, critic as usual, it was a pleasure working with you. Of course, Christopher Gilbert, I think consensus is our man of the match.
Yes.
Right,
But I want to change this in the narrative and say the entire back four of Vfor North, men of the match.
Men of the match. All right, so